Okay, for this week of trading, it's time for a new eval because if you haven't seen last week's recap, I blew my funded account again. So instead of rushing to get my hands on another funded account, I'm gonna take a step back, slow it down a little, and try to trade an eval instead. On this new eval, I'm gonna focus more on improving my discipline over profits because I do kind of get overly emotional on my trades, resulting in constant mistakes and me crashing out. To help manage myself better, I did add 2 more rules. First, I'll be adding a trade limit of 3 trades per day max to hopefully prevent me from taking a bunch of stupid trades. And the next rule is to just not crash out. So pretty simple rules. Surely I can follow these. Okay, first day on the eval, and I'm just trying to stay calm and trade like a normal person. At the start of the day, I did see price pop to all-time highs overnight, so I was leaning more bullish if price could hold this trend, but off open, price got slapped down hard. Seeing this, I took a stab short on this quick pullback to the moving average, looking for price to take a peek lower. With that opening volatility though, I was fully prepared for this next candle to just run straight through my stop loss, and even though we did get a drop lower, it was looking like price was gonna pop up again. However, that candle got smacked down too, so things were looking pretty good for me. Price was struggling with these 150s though, so I did move my stop loss to break even because if we ain't gonna break this level, my short was cooked. But we did get that break lower, so all I gotta do now is fight my inner demons to not move my target lower and just accept this base hit. And yeah, this time I kept to the plan and just took the base hit for a decent profit to start off this week. Now if I moved my target, I would have aimed for like this 100 level, which yeah, price turned around before hitting that, meaning had I moved my target, I would have been stopped out at break even. So this just further proves that taking a base hit is better for me. After that quick dub, I did see on the charts looking for another trade. However, price just ended up chopping around here for like an hour. I did have this potential short setup here with this fat wick off the moving average, but since we were just chopping, I kind of was cautious of taking any more trades today. If I did take it though, price would have gotten that drop lower, so I could have had another dub today, but it's fine because I usually get cooked and chopped anyways. After that though, price ended up getting bought up again, so yeah, I just stopped trading here today because price action looked like it was going to be trash for the rest of the day, meaning I got to end the first day on the eval in the green up almost 400 bucks. Alright, another day, time to trade. For today, I did see price take a peek above all-time highs a little before New York opened. So like yesterday, I was leaning more bullish, looking for price to keep pushing higher to make new all-time highs. But off open, price kind of just stalled with a wick in both directions here. So that kind of was telling me to be patient and wait for a clear higher high or break lower before doing anything. Which, yeah, we never really got either one of those as price just chopped for over an hour, bro. Seeing that, I was like, fine, I'm gonna just go do something else and check back later. So I peaced out for a bit and eventually price did get a drop lower. When I came back and saw that, I was like, I kind of want to see a clear break and retest of this level first before trying to short. So I left again, assuming it would take a little more time for that to happen. But damn, when I came back, price just plummeted straight down and broke through multiple key levels. After finally seeing price start to move, the obvious play would be to wait for a short entry, but there was like this demon in my ears that kept wanting me to go long. It just kept saying, go long, bro, this will surely get bought up. And I mean, it was a tempting offer, but I was like, no, stick to the plan. But I just couldn't. So instead of staying on the charts and feeding my FOMO demons, I decided just to stop here for today and not take any trades to close out my second day on this eval. Alright, for today, the goal was the same. Keep calm and trade. Going into today, I did see that overnight price was just ranging, so because we did just have a fat sell-off yesterday, I was leaning more bearish until price broke and held above these pre-market highs, and yeah, off open price just shot straight up. There was some minor pullbacks, but nothing that fit my setup, so I just had to wait and watch as price just kept pumping up. We did eventually start to slow down up here and could get a decent pullback for an entry. Yeah, never mind, price just popped back up again, but instead of going higher, price ended up chopping here for a little bit, so I was looking for a sweep lower to bounce off the 5-minute moving average line. However, my FOMO got to me and I ended up entering before that as I was scared price would pop up without sweeping these lows, which yeah, was a mistake on my part because now I had to move my stop loss all the way down here just in case we did get that sweep lower, and yeah, we did get it. Seeing price down here, I did want to see a decent buying response, but with my fatter stop loss, I was getting overly anxious that we wouldn't bounce up yet, so I bailed a little early for a loss, looking to re-enter if we did get that bounce, which price did get a tiny bounce here, so I re-entered along. Now this was the setup I originally wanted, but you know how I said I would accept base hits from now on? Well, this specific entry setup is the only time I'm allowed to go for more points, as I like to call this my home run setup, where basically I made this little cheat sheet to help remind me in the mornings what my entry should roughly look like. On Monday, I got to use this reversal one for a quick base hit, but today we got this one, which is basically just some chop with a sweep lower to bounce off the moving average line, which is exactly what I got with this trade here. So all I gotta do now is make sure to move my stop loss to break even just in case we do just chop around. I did move my stop loss to break even a little early though because I was scared of taking another L today, and instead of patiently waiting for price to do its thing, I ended up breaking my setup rules by moving my stop loss yet again to trail price a little too early. Usually I'd want to leave it at break even until we get that break up, but because I took an L on that dumb first trade, I really wanted to at least secure some profits to make up for it just in case I was wrong. So yeah, that's why I trailed a little early, and yeah, price ended up getting a slight rejection to tap me out for a small dub. If I had stuck to my setup's plan of sitting at break even though, I could have gotten the full hit here as price did pop literally right after stopping me out. So had I just patiently stuck to my plan, it would have been an easy one trade type of day with a profit of like $600 or $700, but nope, instead I'm sitting slightly in the red, all because I got impatient and forced that first trade. So yeah, yesterday was a day filled with mistakes, but I didn't crash out, so we keep going. For today, price was just ranging overnight after that pump up from yesterday, so low-key, I was leaning more bullish. But if we just broke and held below these lows, then I could see shorts work out too, which is exactly what happened as off open price did drop lower here. That did get bought up with this fat green candle though, so instead of aiming for a short, I decided to sit and wait a bit more to see if price would just rip back up. But instead, price did get rejected hard from the moving average line, so damn, I guess shorts were still in play. However, after that, price kind of just chopped for a bit down here, so I wasn't really trying to mess with that. Eventually though, we did drop again, so honestly I was thinking I wouldn't catch anything today, but price got another fat bounce up. With that, now I had a problem. Based off the trend in my setups, I should be aiming for some sort of short, but with that fat buying response, I was kind of scared of taking a short right now until I saw some fat selling pressure step back in. So instead of waiting, I jumped in along. Yeah, I don't know, bro. At the time I was thinking price would just pop straight up with this buying momentum, but if you can't tell, this wasn't a setup at all, so I shouldn't even have taken it. And yeah, price came down and quickly tapped me out for a loss. So maybe it is time for a short then, because we are seeing a rejection here. Nah, I stubbornly held on to the idea that would push higher to break through the moving average, which in a sense this was basically me trying to inverse my setup with a long, but instead of pushing higher, price kept getting rejected, so I just bailed near break even. After those two stupid longs, I calmed myself down and decided to wait a bit more, because I do have one more trade I can take before I hit my limit, and this time I finally took a setup for a short after seeing sellers push price down to make this fat wick off the moving average. And low-key price was dropping lower, but those long feelings never left me, so I was scared that this was a fake move lower, so I bailed for a tiny profit. If I had just contained myself though, I would have gotten that dub as price did drop to my target. So just another day filled with mistake after mistake. This time though, I'm ending the day down with a loss of $200. It's Friday, and for today I did see price was ranging again overnight, so I was still leaning bullish, looking for price to hold above these 300s, and off open price just shot up. I did see a quick rejection near all-time highs though, so I was looking at this as a quick chance to get a long on a pullback. Usually I'd like to enter more towards the last minute or so of the 5-minute candle, but I got a little bit of FOMO, so I jumped in along a little early thinking we would get the pump up now. But yeah, if I waited just one more minute, this candle wasn't looking as bullish anymore, and when it closed I was like, yeah, I'm cooked. Luckily though, price to get that buying response I wanted with the next candle, so either way I would have entered around here. With this strong green candle pushing price back up, I was pretty confident we would easily hit my target, but then this candle got smacked down instantly to wipe me out. After that, I hit a quick PC reset because mine was bugging out, and when I came back to the charts, I saw price was getting bought up after this wick lower had stopped me out, so I was like, we best not push up now. However, instead of just accepting the L and sitting out, I re-entered along, and price did get a small bounce, but like that was it as price got smacked down again to stop me out for another loss. With back-to-back L's, I had hit my daily loss limit, so I was forced off the charts. But damn, an hour later, price got smacked down hard after Trump announced some tariff news. So instead of trying to catch a short on this move, I was benched for the rest of the day and had to just walk away with a fat L to close out this week. So to wrap up this week, I'm currently sitting down around $350 on the eval, and like there's no major crash outs to blame this week, just multiple days where I made a few mistakes which costed me so much, like these 3 red days. For Wednesday, if I just stayed patient and followed my setup, it would have put me up at least $700 that day. Then Thursday, again, had I been patient and stuck to my setup, I would have been up $400. Now Friday, that still would have been a red day with the first trade being an L, but still could have been a smaller red day of like $300 if I didn't revenge trade. In total, if I just managed manage myself better. I could have been walking away up like $1,000 on this week. So to me, that shows potential. But yeah, I just gotta get better with my discipline, bro. Well, you've made it to the end of this video, and to reward you, I'll give you some new info. To prepare for a potential return of streams here on YouTube, I decided to get some practice reps in with my alt account on Twitch. Instead of just gaming though, I'll probably be editing or maybe doing some secret backtesting or trading streams there. So if you want to know more about me or got a question to ask, feel free to stop by whenever I'm live on Twitch. So hopefully I'll see you over there.